Hi everyone, this is Vanessa, and I have a short story I want to share with you. As a leader or as a trainer of whatever work or job you find yourself doing, it's very important to pay attention and to have very effective communication skills. This story is a true story of a friend of mine, and it cost her to lose thousands of dollars, even millions, and at the end of it, cost her life. All because she assumed and she thought because of what she knows, it implies to everyone, which is not so. So before I tell the story, there are a few things I want us to pay attention to that having an effective communication, never assume that what the person wants to say you already know. You have to listen and listen very attentively. Don't think for the person. Never think for the person. There are some people, as soon as you start talking, because they've had similar experience, they start thinking. They think whatever you're about to say, they know already. Never think for a person when you are having a communication. Pay particular attention to whatever the person says. It's very important you give your whole attention as a leader of a company or a team. You give your whole attention when someone is speaking because that could cause you your downfall if you don't pay attention. And never listen based on your past experience. Always listen to someone based on the present communication you're having with that person. So here's the story of my friend. She was a salon owner. She owned a very big salon in America. She earned millions of dollars within a year. She was well known, well recognized. People came from here from far and near. Stars, Hollywood stars could come to her place to get their hair braided. But one day there was this customer that came in and said she wanted a weave on. Now, weave on is a type of braid where you braid your hair with a cornrow and then you use a thread and needle and sew an extension hair onto your own hair you have braided. So it looks so real and no one knows that you are wearing an extension. So you braid your own hair very small on a cornrow and then you use the extension and sew it with thread and needle on your hair that you've braided. So this customer came in and said she wanted a weave on. And this woman, out of her experience, because she has done weave on over and over, that was it. She never really paid attention on what type of hair this lady have. She should have asked her, do you have a soft hair? Is your scalp very sensitive? You know, as a hair professional, these are the questions I ask. Do you have a sensitive scalp? Is your scalp full of dandruff? Are you dandruff free? Have you had any past experience? Have you ever braided your hair before? If yes, how was it? Did it hurt? Did you have any reaction and all that? She did not really pay attention to all those things because she felt she was an experienced person. So she lacked the communication there to interview her client, especially it was a new client she has never met before. This woman just came in to do her hair. So she went ahead and started braiding the hair to start with the weave on. And then when she started, this client or this lady said, it hurts. And as normal as it is, everyone into the hair industry knows that when you have a braid, you have a little pain at your scalp because it's not a single braid, it's a cornrow. So you braid the hair onto the scalp. And she said it hurts. And the owner of the salon said that's normal. It normally hurts anyone that does cornrow. It's normal. But when you get home, just try and take some paracetamol syrup or some paracetamol tablet, and the pain is going to calm down. And she kept braiding and braiding. She got finished with the hair, looked so beautiful. And the lady said, my scalp really hurt. And she said, don't worry, when you get home, just take some para or Panadol or whatever and have a rest. And by the time you wake up, you'll feel good. So the next day came, the lady woke up and called the salon owner again and said, my scalp still do really hurt. And the lady said, take a warm towel and just put it on your head. And the pain is going to cool down, which the lady did. So on the third day, she went for the program. The main purpose was she came to get her hair braided or weave on fixed. She went for the program, came home, and she just couldn't take it anymore because her hair kept hurting. So she decided to take out the weave on and unloose the braids. While she was trying to pull out the weave on by using scissors to cut the thread and all that, she realized that she started bleeding, seriously bleeding. And her sisters came in try and help her get the braid off. And by the time they took out the braid, her whole skin on her scalp was left on the braids. Her whole scalp at the back of her head was left on the braids, her whole skin from her scalp. They rushed her to the hospital. Treatment was given. After some time, the lady took the salon owner to court. And when they got to court, they argued. That was what she said she wanted, and that was what I did for her. And the lady said, I told you it hurts, but you didn't pay attention, or because you felt and you've been doing it and you didn't really ask me any questions and all that. But to cut long story short, at the end of the day, the lady was fined $1.5 million and she had to pay. No one came back to her salon to do their hair because they were all scared. And she had to take a loan from the bank just to pay up the fine that she was given. And at the end of the day, she couldn't bear the shame, the disgrace, because no one was coming to her salon again. She has lost such a huge amount of money just because of ineffective communication. So as leaders in our workplaces, we must pay serious attention when one is communicating with us, because that could really cost us. At the end of the day, I've lost a very good friend of mine, and she's normal just because of simple questions or simple communication skills. She should have replied or paying particular attention to what her client was saying and act upon it. So here's my short story, and I hope we've learned from this. Do not take things for granted when it comes to communication, because that's the only means to understand one's feelings, understand what one is really going through, and we could be a help. So many people have not communicated effectively in their marriages, in their workplaces, with their children, and it has really cost them. Some has lost their marriages just because of miscommunication or ineffective communication. Some has lost their children just because of ineffective communication. Communication is always a two-way thing. Don't forget this. It's not only you talking, it's who you're talking to and what is the response from who you were communicating to. Thank you all for watching this short video, and we'll continue with our PowerPoints.